Welcome to In Motion with Kristyna, Tennis Series, Episode 1. This 40-minute Pilates class builds balance strength, boosts mobility, and support recovery. We'll start with a dynamic classical Pilates warm-up exercises, then strengthen your glutes, core, and upper body, and finish with feel-good stretch to help your body recover. Let's bring more strength, symmetry, and smart movement into your game. Let's begin. Meet me on your mat with legs bended and hands on the side of your ribcage. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your pursed lips. Inhale, feel the air in between your fingers. And exhale, notice how the ribcage is knitting together. Inhale, open the ribcage wide. And exhale, imagine that you blow in flickering candles from cake. Now place your hands on the side of your knees, elbows are slightly open. Inhale through your nose and exhale, gently nod your head and begin to roll forward, reaching between your knees. Inhale to your ribcage and exhale, start to roll back to seated position. Beautiful and long spine. Inhale, open the ribcage wide and exhale, nod your head. Roll forward. Inhale and exhale. Feel the breath helping you articulate each vertebra, stacking your spine tall and long. Inhale and exhale. Nod your head and begin to roll forward, reaching between your knees. Inhale to your ribcage and exhale. Return into seated position with poise and ease. Let's transfer to 4-point kneeling position. Make sure that your wrists are under shoulders and knees under hips. Gently pull the belly button into your lower back. Everything is lift up. Inhale, protract and exhale, retract. Inhale, gently glide your upper body towards the mat and exhale, push the mat away. Inhale, imagine that your shoulder blades are kissing and exhale, push them away from the mat. Inhale and exhale. Let's come to neutral position. Glide your right arm forward. Then draw a half moon shape towards your glutes and back to your head. Towards your glutes and back to the head. Imagine that in your armpit is a sponge. And as you glide in your arm towards your glute, you squeeze in the sponge. So there is beautiful activation in your whole arm. Fingertips are activated too. Core is zipped around the waist. And change. Let's glide the left arm towards your glutes and back to your head. To the glutes and to your head. Imagine that you draw in a beautiful half moon shape. And as your palm is closing and opening, imagine that you push in the air as you go into the glutes and push in the air back to your head. And last one, return to 4-point kneeling and alternate shifting to the right and left. This dynamic shell stretch helps wake up your glutes and boost your heart rate. You're engaging your coordination and playfulness. Concentrate on each step of the movement. Inhale, exhale, shift. Let's come to 4-point kneeling position. And let's do some cat-cow stretch. Inhale, exhale, tuck the tailbone, curve the spine, and flex the body. Inhale, exhale, untuck the tailbone, and bone by bone come to a gentle arch. Inhale, exhale, scoop the belly in like a scared Halloween cat. And exhale, untuck the tailbone and come to an arch. Shoulders away from ears. Inhale, exhale. Let's wake up that beautiful spine. And exhale, elbows are slightly bended. Shoulders away from ears. Inhale, exhale. Push the mat away. And let's do a few circles to the right. And few circles to the back. So as you go into the left, you arch, draw the half moon and curve to finish that moon shape. Inhale and exhale. Roll to a neutral position and let's come to lay down on your back. Heels under knees, arms alongside of the body. Gently pull the belly button into your lower back, shoulders away from ears, and eyeliner all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale, nod the head. Exhale, lift the head and chest off the mat. Look at your knees. Inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale, not the head. Exhale, lift. Imagine that on your knees you've got a smiley faces and you can smile back. Inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale, nod your head. Exhale, lift. Long arms, shoulders away from ears. Inhale and exhale, lower. And last one, this is your up rep. We are firing the core. Inhale and exhale, lower. Palms on the mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and peel the spine off the mat all the way up. Inhale and exhale, start to roll down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and peel the spine off the mat. Really push those hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, lower with control. Inhale, exhale, push the sitting bones all the way up. Feel the glutes working. Inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, tuck the tailbone and peel all the way to beautiful shoulder bridge. Feel the connection with your mat, feet, and arms. Inhale and exhale, lower. For the upcoming hundreds exercise, you can keep your feet on the mat in tabletop or legs lengthen diagonally or alternate. It's up to you. Just make sure your imprinted spine stays engaged. Let's practice a few up reps in tabletop to fire up the core. Inhale, nod your head. Exhale, lift the head and chest off the mat, shoulders away from ears. Inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, lift. Pull the belly button into the mat. Inhale and exhale, lower. And let's get ready. Inhale, exhale. And let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoulders away from ears. Long arms, short pulses. Pointed feet, pulling the belly button into your mat. You can lengthen those legs or you can stay tabletop or feet on the mat. It's up to you. Don't give up on me. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Lower down onto the mat and give yourself a nice hug. Bring your knees towards the chest. You can wobble from one side to another one. And let's carry on. Let's place our legs into tabletop position. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the head and chest off the mat. And let's make sure that the balance is on the pelvis area. Grab your knees from the inside. Inhale, glide your legs to the 45-degree. Really push those arms into your legs. And exhale, come back to tabletop. Inhale, lengthen with pointed feet. Make sure that you're pressing into those legs so there is beautiful activation in your arms. And exhale, come back. This is your modification and preparation for what is coming next. And exhale, come back to tabletop. Well done. Inhale, lengthen. Pull the belly button into your lower back and exhale, come back to tabletop. Great job. And inhale, lengthen, push those arms into your legs and exhale, come to tabletop. Inhale, lengthen, shoulders away from ears, point that feet, and exhale, come back to tabletop. I know it's hard, but don't give up on me. You're working on that core engagement, on the beautiful position. And exhale. And the last one, inhale, lengthen, point feet, push into those legs, and exhale back to tabletop. Well done. Lower to your mat, bring your knees towards the chest, give yourself a nice, well-deserved hug. Let's add on. Inhale, nod your head. Exhale, lift the head and chest off the mat. Grab those knees. Inhale, lengthen everything all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, draw half moon shape. Inhale, lengthen and draw moon shape. As you draw in the moon shape, make sure that you always see those arms. And there is beautiful activation in those arms. So really think about the sponge in between your armpits. So you press in. Inhale and exhale. And make sure that the balance is on your pelvis. And lower. Well done. And let's do the last one, the classic double leg exercise. Inhale, exhale, grab your knees. And inhale, drop the legs to 45 degrees. And exhale, back to tabletop. As you draw in your arms, imagine that you taken your hat from the head. So glide towards your ears, take the hat from the head and draw a beautiful shape. Inhale, everything nice and long, like a banana shape, and exhale, back to tabletop. Inhale, beautiful activation. Everything is lifted, everything is working. Inhale, banana shape, and exhale. Reach out strong like a tennis serve. Then pull back fast to stay ready. And lower down to the mat. Beautiful. Wobble from one side to another. Stretch that lower back and catch a breath. We're going to add on. Let's place our legs into tabletop. Pull the belly button into the lower back. And now we're going to tip the right leg to the mat and come back. So start by gently tapping one foot down towards the mat, then lift it back to tabletop and alternate with control. So it doesn't matter how many you do, but how. So really feel like somebody is zipping the corset around the waist and your core is firing up, is engaged. Imagine that the floor that you are laying on is super hot. As you tapping down, you tap just for a second because you don't want to get burned. So inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Let's add on. Inhale, not the head. Exhale, lift the head and chest off the mat. Glide your right leg, bended leg diagonally, and left bended leg towards your chest. Exhale and inhale, alternate. Exhale in the center when legs are together, and inhale, change. Inhale, exhale. Look at your knees, your smiling knees. Core is engaged. Pull the belly button into your lower back, shoulders away from ears, long arms, activated fingers. Your core is working pretty hard. And this exercise is great for your coordination. Make sure that both legs are bended. Beautiful. Lower down onto your mat and let's do the full exercise. Scissors. Inhale, exhale, lift. Now glide, lengthen legs from each other and towards your body, one at a time. Pointed feet, long legs. Imagine your legs as a powerful tennis racket, slicing through the air with control and precision. One leg reaching forward like a strong serve, while the other pulls back, ready to switch instantly for the next shot. And let's pulse, 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 swap. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Well done, you're doing such a great job. Inhale, inhale, and lower down onto the mat. Beautiful, great job. Stretch your lower back and catch your breath. We're gonna move on. Rock and roll to a laying down on your belly. Legs mat width distance apart. Arms bent, hands by shoulders, palms down, scooping the belly in, forehead on the mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, gently push into your hands and lift the head and chest off the mat. Inhale to maintain and exhale lower, making sure that you scoop in the belly in so you're not breaking in your lower back. Inhale and exhale, lift. Nice and long spine. Look to the edge of the mat and lower. Legs and feet are on the mat. Nothing is moving, just your upper body and lower. This is your breaststroke rep one. This exercise is great for mobility, especially for upper and mid spinal articulation. And lower. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, gently push into your hands and lift the head and chest off the mat. Inhale and exhale, lower. Let's add on. Place your arms next to your body, shoulders on the mat. This is very important. Inhale, lift shoulders and arms off the mat. Exhale, lift the head and chest off the mat, like you flying. Inhale and exhale, lower. Lower even the shoulders on the mat. Inhale, lift shoulders and arms. And exhale, lift the head and chest off the mat. Scooping the belly in. Inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift shoulders and arms. And imagine that I'm behind you and pulling gently the middle finger. So you're lifting your head and chest off the mat. And lower. This is my favorite breaststroke prep exercise. It builds control and awareness of movement in the upper body, and it also helps improve overall spinal mobility and flexibility in the back. Such a great exercise to improve and strengthen your back muscles. And also, you look like you flying, so it's a fun exercise. All right, let's add on. Let's place those hands on your forehead, shoulders away from ears, and scooping the belly button in. Very important. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the head and chest with those arms glued on your forehead. Inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Look to the edge of the mat. Scoop the belly in. Legs are on the mat. I have so many clients who find this exercise very challenging, but they keep going and get better and better. So don't worry if you're only lifting an inch off the mat today. That inch becomes 3 inches next week. Every day is a date for improvement. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to maintain and exhale, lower. Great job, looking beautiful. And let's do from all 3 exercises just one. So let's start with hands by shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, gently press into the hands and lift the head and chest off the mat. Scooping the belly in. Inhale and exhale, lower. Change arms alongside of the body, shoulders down. Inhale, lift shoulders and arms. Exhale, lift the head and chest off the mat. Fly. Inhale and exhale, change. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale and exhale, lower. Back to hands by your shoulders. And let's make sure that this is just one exercise. Imagine a chewing gum. So this exercise is very gooey, beautiful control, and everything is nicely lift up. It never stops. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale and exhale, lower. And last one. And let's just say, enjoy this movement, the space that you add, the mat, and the flowness and the control movement. So really enjoy moving freely. Beautiful. Let's move on. Let's come to 4-point kneeling position. Wrists on the shoulders, knees under hips. Feet hip distance apart, shoulders away from those ears. Now we're going to glide the right arm towards the head and the left leg up. So you're creating a beautiful spine line. Inhale and exhale, come back. Now alternate. Inhale, exhale, inhale to maintain, and exhale, lower. Imagine that I placed a warm cup of coffee right on your lower back. You wouldn't want to spill a single drop, so you keep your spine steady and balanced. No wiggling. Make sure that your balance is in the center. Imagine you're moving like a graceful animal, stable, alert, and strong. As you reach in one arm forward and the opposite leg back, picture yourself gliding through space with quiet control, as if you're tracking across a balance beam without making a sound. And let's do one last one. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale to maintain and exhale, glide back. Great. Let's come to lay down. And let's do second modification for our swimming exercise. So reach opposite arm and leg off the mat, focusing on stability of the torso. Alternate with each exhale. This exercise develops coordination for full exercise. Forehead on the mat and just one arm and one leg is moving. Make sure that you lift your leg from your hip. Inhale, and exhale, lower. Really scoop the belly in. That's going to help you massively. And breathe. Long arm, long leg, pointed foot. And there is beautiful activation in your fingers. Inhale and exhale. Amazing. We're going to add on inhale, exhale, lift arms, legs, head and chest off the mat and lower. Inhale, exhale, lift. Make sure that you scoop in the belly in and lower. You've got nice and long and lengthened arms and legs. This exercise encourages lengthening through the arms and legs, gently increasing mobility and flexibility. Holding this shape with breath control improves muscular endurance and breath movement coordination. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale lower. Now let's add on and let's get ready for classical swimming Pilates exercise. Inhale, exhale, lift. Reach one arm and opposite leg higher while lowering other arm and leg. Switch every count. Breathe, scoop the belly in, and let's go a little bit faster. Move like a sleek dolphin, strong, rhythmic, and smooth. Each lift is a powerful yet graceful motion through the water. This exercise is great for your coordination. Keep going, you got this. Inhale and exhale lower. Beautiful job. All right, let's press ourselves into a 4-point kneeling position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Flex your feet and the corset is wrapping around the waist. Inhale, hover those knees off the mat just an inch and exhale lower. Inhale, lift and exhale lower. And think about the cup of tea that we were talking about last time. Imagine that my cup of tea is on your lower back, and because you supported everything with your core is beautiful and steady, so you won't spill a drop. Inhale and exhale lower. Elbows are slightly bended, eyeliner to the edge of the mat, so you've got beautiful and long spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You've got this. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Beautiful. Shoulders should be stacked over wrists, so push the floor away and feel the space between your shoulder blades broaden. Beautiful. Now let's come to shell stretch position and give yourself a time to catch breath and get ready to another modification. All right, let's add on. Let's come to a plank position. So wrist under shoulders, shoulders away from ears. Lengthen legs, elbows slightly bended. Inhale, lift right leg off the mat and lower. Left and lower. Make sure your center stays right in the middle. Your balance is supported by your core. It's holding everything together. Your upper body stays strong and stable, and you're just lifting the legs. Keep going, keep breathing. You've got this. If I can do it, you can do it too. Inhale and exhale, lower. Lower your knees and shift to shell stretch position and give yourself a little time to stretch. Beautiful. You can wobble from one side to another and let's add on. Let's come to the same position. Wrists under shoulders and long legs. Shoulders away from those ears. Lift, point, flex, and lower. Lift, point, flex, and lower. Imagine you have a tray of champagne glasses resting on your lower back. You won't spill a single drop because you're not wobbling from one side to another. Think about staying centered, balanced, and strong through your middle. And last one, inhale, lift, point, flex, and lower. Well done. Lower your knees on the mat, shift to a shell stretch position, and give yourself a little time to stretch and relax. Inhale, exhale, roll back to seated position, and let's come to lay down on our back. Heels underneath your knees, arms alongside of the body, shoulders on the mat, eyeliner all the way up towards the ceiling. Zipping the corset around the waist, feeling the connection with the mat, feet, arms, and the whole body. Inhale, exhale, tuck the tailbone and peel the spine off the mat. Lift those heels off the mat and lower. Lift and lower. This exercise strengthens the calves, ankles, and feet, essential for quick direction changes, balance, and injury prevention in tennis and daily life. It also encourages articulation through the feet, supporting better movement mechanics on and off the court. Last one, lift and lower. Inhale and exhale, lower down on the mat. Breathe. Let's add on. Inhale, exhale, peel the spine off the mat. Now lift heel off the mat, point the foot back and lower and alternate. Right heel lift to the point, back to heel and lower. This exercise encourages precise movement through the foot, improving ankle mobility, calf strength, and toe control. Such a beautiful exercise. Inhale and exhale. Make sure that your balance is in the center. So lifting those hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Don't sink. Don't give up on me. Really lift everything up. And think about your core zipping around the waist. Beautiful connection with the mat, feet, and arms. Inhale and exhale. Lower all the way to the mat. Beautiful. Let's add on. Inhale, exhale. Let's come to shoulder bridge. Lift those heels and let's do pulses. Down, up, down, up, down, up. As you're going up, really pulse and lift those hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Make sure that your toes are nicely spread on the mat and the heels are facing the same direction as your big toe. Keep doing that. Keep pulsing. Beautiful. Lower your heels on the mat and peel all the way to the mat. Give yourself beautiful, well-deserved hug. And let's finish this beautiful workout with very last classical Pilates exercise. Rock and roll to standing position. Come to the edge of the mat. Feet hip distance apart. Corset is wrapped around the waist. Shoulders away from ears. Arms alongside of the body. Inhale, exhale, not the head, and start to roll vertebra at a time all the way down. When you land, inhale, exhale, walk your hands forward into a plank, lower your knees. Inhale, push down. Exhale, push up, lift your knees, walk back to your feet. Inhale when you land, exhale, roll back to standing position, bend your knees. Lengthen and lift the heels off the mat. Beautiful. Carry on. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands. Lower, push down, push up, lift, walk back. Really take your time. Inhale, exhale, vertebra at the time. Inhale, plie, and exhale, releve. And now practice in your own time. Think about inhaling and exhaling in your own time and practice this exercise as a one movement. And let's practice very last one with a little bit of a tease. Exhale, nod your head and start to roll all the way down. Inhale, exhale, walk your hands to your plank, lower your knees, and let's push down and push up. Make sure that your elbows are neatly touching your ribs. Push down, imagine you're kissing your mat, and push back up. Well done. Lower and lift. Lower inhale and exhale, push back. Now shift your body into shell stretch and let's start our last part of the class, stretching. Come to 4-point kneeling, flex your feet, inhale, exhale, shift your hips into downwards dog. Shoulders away from ears, and you can start to lift one heel at the time, making sure that you're stretching those soles, calves, and hamstrings. Inhale, exhale, lift those heels off the mat and shift your body into a snake stretch. Inhale, exhale, shift hips back into downward dog. Inhale, exhale. Make sure that you're really playing with this beautiful stretch, your articulation of the spine, bone by bone. Inhale, exhale. Using your breath, shoulders away from ears, elbows are slightly bended. Inhale, exhale, really push into those heels and lift. Beautiful. Now release those feet and stay in the cobra. Pull the belly button in so the lower back is not breaking. It's beautifully supported. Now inhale, exhale, shift into shell stretch and make sure that your arms are beautifully lengthened and you're stretching all body. Inhale, exhale, roll into a seated position and let's come to lay down on our back with support. So left leg is going to be lengthened and right leg bended and put the shin on the mat. So you're stretching the thigh muscle. Breathe, breathe into this stretch. Notice how with every inhale and exhale you can gently move towards your goal in the stretch. So don't just sit in the stretch, but move with it. Let's take our right leg, bend it, put the foot on the knee and glide the left knee towards your body. Lower back is on the mat. Feel the left glute stretching. You can grab your knee or you can grab your inner thigh, whatever is comfortable for you. Make sure that the lower back is on the mat. And if you want a little bit bigger stretch, you can softly glide to the left side. Now take your right leg up towards the ceiling, lengthen the leg so you can put your hand on your knee, making sure that the leg is nice and lengthened. You can flex that foot and breathe into the position. And again, don't just sit in the stretch, but glide it with every inhale and exhale a little bit towards your body so you feel that stretch. And let's come to the left side. So right leg is lengthened and the left leg is bended. Feeling the stretch in your left thigh. Breathe. Even if it's painful, make sure that you're breathing in the position and you're trying to be relaxed as much as you can. With the stretch, you're giving your body a beautiful reward. All right, let's come to deep glute stretch. And again, you can grab your knee or you can grab your inner thigh, whatever is easier and comfortable for you. And with this beautiful stretch, we thinking our body to moving freely with us, to working pretty hard, to give our muscles a lean shape. And let's lengthen that left leg, grab your foot, flex foot if you want. You can point and flex, it's up to you. And with every inhale and exhale, breathe into the stretch. And let's rock and roll to a seated position, bless me. And let's come to crossed leg position, long spine, shoulders away from ears. Corset is wrapped around the waist. And glide your right arm up and over to the side. Let's glide it diagonally behind you and in front of you. So we are playing with our spinal mobility here. As we open diagonally, we open and then stretching the chest and the arm and closing. So imagine that your arm is like a book. Open and close and switch to the left. Shoulder away from those ears. Inhale and exhale. Notice with every movement, with every inhale and exhale, your body is gliding a little bit further. That's what you want in this stretch. Let's come to the center and back to center. Now utilize your hands behind you and push those hands away from you so you open in the chest. And now glide those utilized hands just in front of your body. You can put your forehead onto the mat. This is beautiful stretch for your shoulders. Stay and breathe. Notice that your arms may be gliding a little bit further. Push into those hands and come back. And push the right wrist towards me, towards the camera, shoulders away from ears. Feel the stretch in your arm. Rotate and now glide those fingers towards your head. Beautiful stretch. And to the left side. Shoulders away from ears. That's very important for the stretch. Rotate and stretch. And breathe. Take your right banded arm behind your head. Left will glide the elbow and then press your head into that right arm. Breathe. You can close your eyes if that feels good. You can play in this stretch. Maybe you can shift to the side and now swap the left side. And again, push into your left arm. And you can shift to the side, kind of like a bend into the side to feel the side stretch of your body as well. You can close your eyes. Shake, 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 shake. Good. Shake everything. Beautiful. Now let's come to seated on our sitting bones, legs bended. Inhale, exhale, nod your head and move forward into your knees. Inhale and exhale, roll back into beautiful seated position. We're going to end up this class with breathing, inhale, exhale. Probably you notice right now that you move much more freely than when we started. And that's amazing. That's what makes me very, very happy. And again, inhale, exhale. Inhale to your ribcage and exhale, roll back into seated position. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in episode number 2. Keep moving and take care.